Armlet, Desto, Halberder Basher is busted.
Much Shiva, and yeah, you got to agree with some of what the panel's saying. Straight off the bat, for Nigma, this looks sort of like a draft closer to what they've been so successful with, right? They have this Lifestealer once again. Do Secret have enough answers for the Miracle Lifestealer?
It feels like this is the draft that Armlet to be effective, get that Roche. I'm pretty sure Puppey has have draft that Nigma wanted to have. If Team Secret didn't ban anything, they would end up with a draft like this for sure, because that's the way they've been playing. 4 Protect 1 have this one Hyper Carry, which is going to be a Lifestealer. I love the itemization that he goes for. Armlet, Deso, very effective. Get that Roche. I'm pretty sure Puppey has some kind of a solution for it, at least the way they drafted. Right? I mean, he knew what Nigma would pick. They were so successful with it over the past 3 days. And Mind Control, he might get the Ice Frog, the nerf Darkseer again, considering how good he's been playing on the hero.
Yeah, we've seen some sort of insane vacuum setups from Mind Control, sort of in that mid-game. Definitely a particular play you have to be wary of if you're Secret in this game. And Nigma, it's certainly, you know, it needs to be said, that game 1, they were doing everything right at the start. They had this advantage, 13 minutes in that, make that mistake to push it a little too far. But, you know, Kuro, he's a smart man. He's going to learn from the mistakes of game 1. It's not going to happen again. If Nigma can get the ball rolling, get that early lead, they're not going to try and over-push it. They know their limits now against Secret after doing what they did in game 1 and losing that early advantage. And with this lineup, it should be relatively closer for them. Over on the other half for Secret, they finished this lineup with the Juggernaut, as the panel mentioned, sort of like an age-old hero that was considered the counter to Lifestealer. Does that still hold up in today's day and age, or is this hero just a kind of a sort of a different thing now in 2020?
If someone can make it work, it's Team Secret, the itemization that Matu went for. We can already see it, Mask of Madness. Then he gets either SNY or that Crystalist, the most popular items on the carries, and some of the meds, Void Spirit, Ember Spirits, which gives you that cheap damage plus a critical strike. Jug is great against the Lifestealer if there's no one around him, so jump, and there's no save besides the reload. It's been a while since I saw Nisha playing Batrider.
Yeah, interesting to see. I mean, I imagine what Secret giving the priority position to the Batrider in order to make sure you do have this playmaker with a way to pierce the magic immunity of the Lifestealer as soon as you can.
And they should bring numbers on the Wii, because Nisha will play aggressive, pretty easy to set up ganks with Rubik if he makes a rotation. And Timbersaw, he's a self-sustainable offlaner. This is one of the reasons why they're running a dry lane. So if Rubik decides to move on the mid lane, it should be a pretty guaranteed kill. Or if Wii does not have LSA ready, a lot of damage.
Yeah, very much. You know, every time that Nisha's able to get a good angle with the flame break, we are going to take a considerable beating, but good ways to trade damage back from a distance once he does manage to get to that safe area. He's able to
he
fire back.
canceled the salve, that's a big one.
An extra bit of HP taken away from Nisha. Actually doesn't have that sustain. The top lane, we've seen a lot of the games where Nigma have managed to roll away with the Lifestealer, being these lanes where Miracle's just sort of been left alone. This time round with the heroes, you can imagine Secret, I'm not saying that they're not going to be in too much trouble, but Zai, he's falling low here. Miracle and GH, they're just going to be able to roll up and take the kill against the 3 members of Secret.
They need to focus Io instead of the Lifestealer. Also, if they keep this tri-lane, the Timbersaw will not be that effective. A lot of XP will be shared in this lane.
Yeah, very slow levels indeed, unless they are able to find kills. Kills on the Lifestealer, not something easy. It's got to be that Io. You know that GH's positioning, it's going to be top tier. He's going to make it very hard for Secret to easily access it on the back of it all, as he constantly keeps himself in a position where Miracle's in between him and the enemy.
Hero lurking around the mid lane. Nothing he can do on the bottom. Mind Control.
Oh, this time they get GH.
Yeah.
Up top, they are able to get round. He does try and help Miracle get aggressive onto support Secret, but a bit of a bait and switch. They turn back, and Secret now able to get that first bit of action on this top lane with the tri-lane.
Oh, mana burn on Kuro.
A little bit of cheeky body blocks as well to try and waste Nisha's time a bit more as he looks to get back towards mid. Puppey's going to head over, make sure that Nisha's not alone whilst Kuro hangs around with his eyes on the mid bat.
So bottom lane will just be a farm fest for both of these heroes. Mind Control just got his bottle. Be sustain for mana and the HP for him. Meanwhile, Matu farming the lane and the jungle at the same time, not losing precious XP.
With the way that things are going around mid, Kuro, he's not going to be leaving this area anytime soon. Puppey looking around.
Very annoying what Kuro's doing. Mana burn against Batrider, who's really limited on the mana and loves to spend it early on to put the pressure on the enemy mid laner.
Yeah, each and every bit that's taken away, making this lane that bit easier for Weehard to shove in more and more aggressively without the threat of Nisha trying to turn. Top lane, Miracle actually gets nuked down. The two of them, they don't need Puppey. Yapsor and Zai, that's enough to kill off Miracle. GH just did not have the reserves to keep him alive.
I love that they moved AA from that lane so Timbersaw can get level 3. Since you get that extra point in reactive armor, it's pretty hard to bring him down.
Down bottom, got a level 5 mind control against a level 1 AA. Doesn't want to dive on though. Will allow Puppey to live back towards mid. And Puppey's left. Nisha, he is alone. The Arcane Rune taken away in front of them. The Light Strike Array will be due. Kuro and Weehard, they're going to attempt to stay on target. Got the Firefly back up as Nisha will be able to get himself over the cliff and back towards the safety of Yapsor. So the Kuro's still got his eyes on him, but not enough mana or spells to use. As Nisha will live, but he's forced out of the lane, and more space is given to Weehard in the middle.
You mean more space for Yapsor on
I was saying Yapsor steps in. Similar to how he was playing the off lane last game. It was like, Zai, step aside. This game, he turns up to mid and says, Nisha, I think you should take a walk back to base, sir.
Well, Zai usually is a sacrificial offlaner, but in this game, he is having such a good time. There's no way he's dying early on. The only one who can burst him is Lina once she gets to level 6. Check that replay.
Oh, it looks like after forcing Puppey back to the base, Puppey did come back out. Mind Control was able to get the easy kill because of that, having that incredible amount of level difference, of course, between Nigma's offlaner and Secret's position 5. Then River, an attempt to go with the Omni Slash, and that should do it. Yep, Kuro, he's gone, or is he? The Firefighter. He's still got him. The movement speed's there. There's no way that Kuro gets out of that. Matu able to find a solo kill.
For a moment, I thought that's gonna end up the way it ends up in my pubs. You know, Juggernaut clicking on the ground instead of clicking move button.
Was able to clean it up just in time, Matu. Stop, Zai. GH right back. It is this point. He's level 5. He knows how aggressive he can play. They will try and turn. The tower goes upon him as well, but with the reactive armor built up, those 3 points in it, pretty impossible for these two to ever really threaten a kill. Puppey, on the other hand, definitely a juicier target. They've got to be careful though, Nigma, with the 3 members back in this lane. Yapsor turns up once more, as he's ready to offer help if Miracle and GH do start to go onto Puppey. But look to try and separate GH. They'll pull him back. The tether is broken. He'll split up and then rejoin. Swing across Zai. Zai's going to look to dive. Cold feet from Puppey onto GH. GH is going to get just outside the range of the proc, so he won't get frozen.
Is under attack.
Playing it safe, making sure not to feed his life away. Obviously, the real threat's going to turn up in this lane for Nigma once Zai hits that level 6, and he's got that extra burst and slow control to try and get GH.
Problem is, AA does not have a lane to go to. He can't do anything on the bottom lane. The Darkseer top lane not helping too much, so he was stacking jungle a little bit. So he's going to get the levels from that. Also, mid lane also doesn't provide too much if he tries to gank.
Weehard did head up to...
That's a big one.
Was top.
Batrider with the haste rune. Easily gank the side lane or just get a good grip on V if he decides to show up.
Just one creep away from hitting the 6 and being able to get the point in lasso. And then, you know, you're right, whether it's a case of running up to one of the side lanes or being prepared with a TP to make a quick move. Nigma, they will see the haste is in the bottle, so they'll know to play with that in mind and make sure that if they do go for an aggressive play on the side lane, they are prepared to back out as soon as Nisha's off the map. Sort of the peacefulness for both teams on the bottom lane. It's mind control, soaks in every wave. Underneath the tower. Top lane, things not quite as tricky for Miracle at the start. He really does just walk up. The checkpoint really there, and Miracle is gone mid-lane. Nisha also able to find a pick up onto mind control. 2 big kills for Secret.
Look at the ward at the bottom. Nigma was prepared. So was Team Secret with that one ward showing the rotation coming out from mind control. This Timbersaw is a huge problem right now.
Yeah, they're doing an excellent job, Secret, of tackling what's worked so well for Nigma when they play this lifesteal. There's so many games where Miracle's just got away with the free farm. Teams have just left him to his own devices, put these offlane heroes up here that skip the waves. Secret, they've drafted in a way to make sure they do their best to slow down Miracle early. But Miracle is got a lot of backup now. Kuro, GH, and Weeha, in fact, Mind Control.
5 heroes!
Turned up. They know that they've got to kill off site, and they'll do it. Nigma addressing the problem full force, and they will find success in killing off Zai.
Have they not learned anything from the last game? Killing Zai doesn't get you anywhere. Like, this man wants to die. Jokes aside, they need Lina to get the kill. I don't think Mind Control was necessary to TP back to the top lane to secure that kill, which will result in a lot of damage, or maybe even a free tower on the bottom lane. Matu with that Mask of Madness, and look what he has queued up.
Oh yeah.
That Crystal is cheap, efficient damage.
I mean, it works out. It really does. That 45 damage, you know, you take into account the percentage crit with that boosted amount of right click. It's a lot of damage, and suddenly a lane that is a little spooky to come into alone anytime the Omni Slash is up. You've not got any way to break it or evade it or get back to creeps. Matu can do a decent amount of single target damage if you step forth. Mind Control's back in the lane, feeling confident with his wave pushing in. He's trying to slow this down, doesn't want to let this tower go down too freely to Secret. Iron Shell's out. Matu plays it safe, Blade Fury to avoid any sort of damage coming in from that Iron Shell illusion from the wall. His Mind Control will be successful in pushing back Secret and making sure this tier 1 tower stays alive for now.
Lifestealer, going for that mixed damage. Maelstrom, efficient against the Timbersaw because physical damage is not that good against him. It will also increase his farming ability. Creep wave clear, which I'm not gonna say they lack, because Darkseer will always be using Iron Shell on the creep wave, and there's Wii, but you need to have something to push out the lane.
Oh,
that's a nice one.
Perfect position for Weeha and GH to get the setup from the high ground. They'll be able to chase down Yapzor as well, get the two of them. Weeha doing exactly as required, playing aggressive on the map, utilizing the abilities of GH and Mind Control to chase these targets. Yapzor will turn with a cheeky stolen Laguna Blade, but not enough burst alone to threaten the life of GH. And this is exactly what you need to see from Nigma. Weeha getting active and utilizing this Lina on the side lanes to get these kills on heroes that for the most part have been uncontested for the laning stage. Both Zai and Matu, they need to be knocked off their game if Nigma want to try and get ahead.
AA needs his level 6. He needs to find farm XP somewhere, so they have this global presence. Bat just finished his Boots of Travel, and he wants to play active. Like AA ulti plus Boots of Travel, they could be anywhere on the map.
Lead overall does continue to creep up for Secret. Nigma need to get a better hold on the on the side lane. They're going to look for the play up top. Kuro trips up, dive with the spike carapace. And GH and Weeha, there is no stopping for these two boys. Everywhere they go, they're looking for carnage and they're getting the chaos they want. As Zai gone, every single time with this relocate, you'll see these, they're going to look for the moves. Secret, they've got to be a little careful how they do push out on these side lanes with these cores, because they are, for the most part, they're playing entirely alone. These relocate ganks will punish that.
It's easy to set up ganks like that. You have Nick's assassin, inter relocate play. Also, Nick's very efficient against the Timber, so I'm not going to say his hard counter, because Timbersaw already had the stacks, so you're not getting new stacks, but you're keeping the ones you had before. Break, efficient plus of pure damage, of course, the recent change.
And that extra setup, extra sort of defensive ability as well. That item, the Yule Scepter, completed by Weeha. So suddenly a hero that's a little harder to play into if Secret do step forward. Whether it be Bat, Nisha trying to jump on one of his teammates, he'll be able to use up the Bat and set up the combo. And of course, now a lot harder for Matu to find an opportunity to go in with the Omni Slash on Weeha. Always be able to keep himself safe. Going for the full playmaking build too, queues up the Blink Dagger, knows how important it is as this Lina to just keep feeding off the heroes of Secret.
Zai a bit more careful. I mean, 3-4 heroes are missing.
Weeha. There's that Yule setup. They've got a lot of stun between the two of them. Kuro and Weeha locking him down. Laguna Blade comes in. Zai still a little too tanky. Spike Carapace is outside. Tries to go for the escape, but Carapace does prevail, stuns him up. Zai's got a little bit of backup coming in the form of Puppey, and it is enough. Zai will live this time round. The hood of Defiance, giving him enough magic resistance to keep himself safe. As Nisha swoops across, Nigma keep the distance. Secret won't be able to find the counter kill. There's 4 heroes this time trying for Zai, and they won't manage to take him down. They were fortunate enough the last 2 times, but with this first sort of few items being done, Zai is beginning to become quite the problem.
Level 10 talent, 225 extra HP plus good on Zai, kept him alive. They're gonna get a kill for a follow-up.
And he's gonna go for the lasso. Zai leading in with the shackle. He's going to G8. G8 is gonna die in time. He will. They'll get the 2 supports. And Secret, they'll look to chase for more. I know Weehar's relatively alone. Mind control's coming across. Will be able to offer up a surge. Get him into safety. Great 2-man stun from Weehar. Holds back Zai and Nisha. And Weehar's able to run away thanks to the boost of mind control. Man's attention has been brought over towards this middle lane. He'll gear up with the boys and look to take mid. Weehar still around, able to start nuking them down, trying to hold on to his tier 1 tower for as long as possible, at least buy time for both Kuro and GH to get back into the game.
They're really limited on the tower damage at the moment. Batrider doesn't provide anything. Timbersaw can't throw his body. Jog, he can't really just go in and see the long range initiation from Lina. 11-10 talent is already up and running.
Nigma, I mean, what's sort of their best point of call? If you're Nigma right now, who are you saying we need to kill? I mean, both Zai and MadMoon, of course, if he gets the Blade Fury off, these aren't easy heroes to gank. It really just seems like it's mainly down to the setup of Kuro to get them up.
Problem is, they don't have anything that goes through Blade Fury TP. Have a kill, they got Kuro.
Yep, an easy Omni Slash for Matu, and it looks like with that sentry placement around, if he did have the Vendetta to try and escape, it wasn't going to work. Matu running down Kuro, as Kuro was setting up for potentially one of those plays we're talking about, trying to find vision and an opening to get GH in with the relocate, bringing Weehar through. It's the river. They'll find Puppey alone.
Puppey got the really late level 6, he just got it like a minute ago. Here comes relocate.
See Puppey's trying to run over to the help team, help with the rest of his team, but mind control will be able to stay on top. We'll see back there indeed. It was the case underneath the sentry. No escape for Kuro. Do get Puppey. They may find Matu as well. The Blade Fury short to end. As Nisha and Yaka, they are here in an attempt to make sure that they can keep their jug safe. And with the lasso, they certainly can. Dragging back one, flame break, knock back onto the other as Kuro will be chased down by Nisha. Mind control looks to surge himself away. Dragon Slave off the mark. Did have the...
Still good. Keeping him alive.
See what they found. Knock back and a blast from Yapzop. This time it connects. A Fade Bolt takes him out. 10-8 Secret doing a good job of matching this pace that Nigma's been so good with. They're keeping this lead against Nigma in the early game. 3K gold.
All 5 on Zai, so a lot of that damage from Nexus Assassin and Lina will be mitigated.
Incredibly hard to make any sort of play where Zai's around. At least until Miracle starts to get his item build online and has some form of being able to offer up the right range mid lane. He's just getting pulled down very low. Able to juke it the 2 of them. Mind control TP's in. Tier 1 tower down to under half health. As Secret standing their ground. Zai knows that he's pretty much an unkillable beast right now. Nisha trying to separate them. Spike Carapace will proc on him, but he's already able to get the lasso off. Dragging GH out there, but GH still finds the opportunity to turn it back to safety. MadMoon commits with the Blade Fury though, finishes off the kill on Io, and now Secret could try and turn for more. Mind control is going to be the focus. Miracle commits with the raid.
That's not the target.
He just cannot do any damage to Zai right now. They do not have the means to deal with this Timbersaw at this early stage with the lead that Zai's had. They're going across the Timber chain. Zai touchdown with the help of MadMoon. One of them, the Omni Slash. It's a perfect set of bounces. Miracle's got to run. Ice Blast will be easily duped. Miracle heads down to south because the Ice Blast won't connect. But it's looking rocky for Nigma. This lead that they want to play it, it's getting knocked up this early. 17 minutes in, Secret's lead continuing to grow. What do Nigma do, Lacoste?
That's a tough question. They don't have the answer for this Timbersaw, who is extremely farmed. There's no pure damage. In the previous game, there was Rubik that can't steal stuff from the Timbersaw. There's like no enchantment that Nigma loves to play. So they allow Timbersaw to get in. Now there's pretty much nothing.
Is much going to change when sort of Miracle has the halberd, or even at that stage, are you still looking to try and get this life stealer to an item on top of it before you can feel confident on making these 5-man plays as Nigma?
The way Nigma has been playing for the past 3-4 days is have this lifestealer who's extremely farmed, but right now he's not. Like, Batrider has more farm than him at the moment because he was shut down in the laning stage. Is this the target to go for? I don't think so. 5-man rotation.
They kind of look a bit, they're going to sweep a little deeper, as you say. They know they've got to find someone quicker to kill than Xai on the front. They do find Puppy in the tree, straight over the go. Yeah, down. Now he turns towards Yapso. He's stunned up, they start the fight with the support kill. But already we are being focused in with the lasso. Will keep himself defending the face with the Yules, and he'll turn and run. Massive, straight down. Kuro chasing him with the breakthrough, but Kuro's out of there with the vendetta. Kuro can live, and Kuro, he turns with the last bit of help. He gets the stun off. Matthew, he's deep. Healing walks out. Have they got the damage to kill this jump? Matthew's able to run. Nisha picks off Weeha. Nisha, he's just cleaning up the back lines. Nigma will get the kill though on Matthew. Matthew's out of the game, but Nisha, he's still full HP and full trouble for Nigma. They've got to get rid of this bat. Surge up. Can they continue to chase Nisha with that Firefly? It's too elusive. They cannot step
Just
up on them.
ignoring Xai. I don't think you can do anything to this man. Nice wraparound from Nigma, getting these two supports. These are the kills that you need to get. Also forcing a buyback from Puppy in that previous fight. Like, you need to kill the Rubik. He's providing a lot of control. Whatever he steals from Lina, either LSA, either another nuke, will bring them extremely low. Juggernaut also did not pop the ulti in the previous fight.
It was a very nice attempt of a smoke from Nigma, getting in that wraparound, ignoring Xai, knowing that there's going to be support sat behind him. Still overall yet to really slow down this lead that Secret grows. They'll get out and reclaim this outpost down bottom. Coming in about 30 seconds before the XP bonus will click in.
Also, they don't have that many stuns, so AA blasts are not landing correctly. And heroes are so speedy. You have Surge, you have Lina with her passive, you have Io tethered the lifestealer. Alright, you want to take a fight? Come fight us in the roast pit where I can easily land AA ulti.
And they should be aware of this. There's no heroes of Secret showing in the lane. Sure, Secret do have the superior ward coverage around this area. Nigma, they'll take what they've been given, finish off the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. But they're not looking to head anywhere over here anytime soon. This should be a very easy roast for Secret. And now suddenly on these doors, you're going to have to do it twice. Last fight, they were able to take down Matuma Man, so Secret will allow him to be the one to hold the Aegis for the next push that they'll look to make. And immediately off the back of Roche, they'll smoke up and start to look to take a fight against Nigma.
Oh, another good initiation from Nisha.
That is pretty much the perfect start to the fight. We are being found.
Want to hear a dad joke?
Go for it. I always want
Nisha who has a good initiation.
Well, I don't know. What do you call Nisha who has a good initiation?
Initiation?
Oh no. Oh no, Lacoste.
I made myself laugh. That's what matters.
I'm sure.
Sorry about that one.
I'm sure the fans are laughing at him. No, he's not laughing right now, Nigma. This game's not looking fun for them. It's getting rough. It's getting heavy. Secret sort of giving Nigma a bit of a taste of their own medicine. It's 21 minutes in, and Secret, they're up to the high ground, starting to knock at the doors of Nigma. Nigma's got to respond. Secret will back off a little bit. This bottom lane does need to be pushed out. Matsu will be the one to get onto that. Straight down to bottom. He'll look to bring the third wave through for Secret. Nisha, itemization.
No, I'm glad that he changed the BKB. He needs to be careful about Spike Carapace or Lina landing a stun. If he gets BKB, he can cut into backlines without problem. There's nothing that goes through spell immunity.
Here we go, smoke time for Nigma. It's a tricky one. It is into this Aegis. But they know they've got to take risks. They're down. They have to look for the big plays, Nigma. They're over, but the sentry's there. Puppy's going to have vision. They're going to know that this is going to go down, but still, Puppy will be burst. Nothing he can do to keep himself alive, but maybe they can turn and take kills in return. Kuro, he does split, makes for the only special, only soldier by himself. There'll be a buyback as well from Kuro. It's just perfect. Secret Matthew is chasing him with the Blade Fury. Weeha's dead. He's not going to utilize his buyback. His quick relocates to the side, does separate Miracle, but it's Nigma on the retreat. Another Yule's here to hold back Mind Control, as Mind Control is left behind. BH is focusing on trying to get Miracle out of there. He'll split, tether back across the lift up from Yapso, holding in place. Miracle's still very tanky, but does he have the damage? He's trying to find the support. He's trying to find Capsule, and he does get the Rubik, but GH will fall. It's Miracle and Kuro against the three of them. With the rage ending, Miracle's got to play this fight smartly if he wants to have any attempt to bring one out. He does disarm the Jug, turns back over towards Nisha. Does still have a little bit of timing left on the DD. Rage is back up. He's trying to chase, but Nisha's into the trees. And with the Rage about to end once more, he's trying to escape. Another Yule's control. Kuro's got any stun to save him with. He does not. They'll kill off the life stealer. Kuro's left alone. He brought back for this attempt. It's not going to be a success as Kuro's dead for a minute. Nigma putting everything into that attempt to make something happen off the back of an ambitious smoke. It was a high-risk, potential high-reward scenario and something they really needed to look for, but it doesn't work out for them and they continue to fall further behind.
The problem is this Timbersaw can do whatever he wants in a team fight. Also, Yule Scepter, dispelling Iron Shell, dispelling that Surge once they start the retreat. Juggernaut killed only position 5 next Assassins who fought back, so ulti was not that efficient. If he gets ulti on a better target in the next team fight when they have no save, it could be crucial if there's even gonna be a next fight.
Vacuum onto the two of them. Trying to focus their efforts onto Matu, but still with that Aegis, they have so much of that hero to work through if they really want to take him down the twice. As he'll be able to simply back off, tier 3's down. The base now exposed for Nigma.
This is the item you want to get on your Timbersaw. Heaven's Halberd against this single core lineup inside of Nigma, just to cripple Lifestealer. It also amplifies all your healing.
A bit of percentage booster. Is going to do a lot to make sure that Zai goes from unkillable to unkillable. That is even a word, I'm sure. You've got to invent it for Zai's state this game. He's so big, he's so tanky. There's very little they can do to bring him down. Now, outside of base, Nigma there. Trying to find something, but the lack of them immediately, they've got to help Miracle. Miracle is out. GH will save him. Miracle will live for now. They'll turn their attention towards Kuro. Kuro will not be quite as fortunate. Nick's Assassin's dead. Mind Control attempts to surge away, but again, these dual scepters, as you mentioned, just ruining any attempts from Mind Control to play out of there. He does still have the invis. Matu immediately played Fury. Stays on top of the target of Mind Control. Will surge around once more. Who can they find? Zai? Yes, you can low. Trying to finish up the kill, but Nisha finds Mind Control. They have got the light sent away onto the bat. Bat falling low. The Firefly still up so we can get over the cliff. Get away from Miracle. Miracle jumps into the safety of the speed streak. He tries to escape, but Matu is deep inside the base. On top of them all. Buybacks are coming out from Nigma, but they're hemorrhaging lives, losing heroes. What more can be done to stop the Side Secret? They do tip up Side with the spike carapace.
Another one.
Side falls back. Can they save the Secret? This is going to be a huge kill for Nigma, and they'll find it. They do manage to shake Secret up just a little bit.
These were the two buybacks from Nigma just to save the tier 3 tower. Also, I don't think you should be using Laguna on that Timbersaw. It just tickled them. Batrider with the freshly bought Blink. I mean, for BKB, he can do whatever he wants in the backlines. Find the target that he wants to go for.
Some sort of a defense, though, from Nigma, and the ability for Miracle to get his next major item done. The Mjolnir is complete. So at least an additional extra bit of damage output with how much has been hitting him in this fight. There is going to be a huge amount of procs from that active shield if he gets in. But obviously still many answers that Secret do have for that damage output. Having the completed pipe on Zai, as we've seen this whole game, has just made it so hard for Nigma to start the fights off with quick kills.
So the kiting potential will be really hard to play against some team. Have this healing where you have a force that also goes nice on one.
They're in. No, up where we are. He brought back, so he's dead for 75 at a long old time. GH turns towards. He's just going to slip from the rest of his team, try and make sure the rest get out of there. In fact, they're already ignoring GH. They know that they don't need to kill the Io. They can win the game by closing up these kills on the other cores. Mind Control is a nice 3-man vacuum wall, but that's all it is. Nothing else to throw out there as Nigma will lose 2 cores. Secret can now start to try and push in this bottom lane, which has been pushed all the way around to their tier 2 tower. So likely that Nigma will have everyone back in the game before Secret meet the high ground once more. Miracle throughout this just trying to use the space mid to get his next time done. The only core right now on Nigma that has some sort of semblance of farm.
They don't have the answers for Blade Fury Jug, KB. on Batrider, and Zai can also do whatever he wants. He cuts into backlines, gets the vision on all the heroes, then Batrider goes in, finds a target that used the buyback in the previous fight. Now they're gonna start attacking your rack.
They are. Nigma, what can they do to push this one back? 10 seconds, no Weehard, so a huge amount of deep push is gone. Not Miracle pops the raid, but already CH is focused intently. The ice
no buyback
destroys the IO. Over they go to mind control, and Beck will be there from Miracle to try and help out, but the stun catches them all. Over towards Kuros, Fight Purpose will save him. Weehard's back in the game. They're looking to try and take down the support from Miracle, commits with the raid. Heading over towards Puppy, gets the healing ward, but as soon as the rage ends, Miracle knows he has to retreat. Back over towards the rack, he can continue the push. Weehard's found once more, a little too far forward. They just cannot deal with the pressure that Secret's applying. They'll lose off Kuro, as they know Kuro's the only one left. But then again, there's not much they've got left here at all. Nigma, as Secret, they know that they can look to close down this game too. Onto the tier 4s they go. Nigma just with no means to push back Secret's lineup.
When it's time to call it, it's time to call it. Darkster still has the wall, so they're gonna try one more fight. The problem is Lifestealer's not dealing damage. This two heroes who have pretty much infinite armor. Timbersaw and Juggernaut. Nice combo.
It's a good setup, but Yakko makes a huge counterplay. The Stolen Impale thrown back in response. A second Rax will go down, no doubt about it. Nigma not yet to tap out. Maybe they want to give it one final attempt. Nisha is playing close to the fountain. We just see the end of game 1. Nisha did die to the fountain.
Oh,
so maybe that's what Nigma's playing for again here. But I don't know if he's going to make that mistake once more here in game 2. As the second tier 4 starting to fall. Nigma, one final attempt, but the last goes there. They've caught Miracle. Miracle can get a rake up in time. He cannot. The chain stuns are out. Nigma, they lose heroes. They lose the game. This one's over, done and dusted, as Secret will take the second game. Nigma, they just weren't able to get a foot in this time round. They had this draft. They had their life to the cost, but
Puppy
they just weren't able to play it.
Yep, they fell into a trap. Puppy knows how to draft, knows how to play this matchup, because they were having a tri lane. If you compare how other teams approached this Miracle's Lifestealer, they let him free farm in the laning stage, and then they just group up. You can't kill it. So the kiting potential will be really hard to play against the team. You have this healing, or you have a 4-step also high. Up one. There it is.
No, up we are. He brought back, so he's dead for 75. A long old time. GH turns towards. He's just going to split from the rest of his team, try and make sure the rest get out of there. In fact, they're already ignoring GH. They know that they don't need to kill the IO. They can win the game by closing up these kills. Only at the course. Mind control. It's a nice man back to wall, but that's all it is. Nothing else to throw out there, as Nigma will lose 2 cores. Secret can now start to try and push this bottom